Breaking news this morning. The ongoing phase 3 clinical trial of Pfizer-BioNTech's coronavirus vaccine confirms that its protection lasts at least 6 months after the second dose. That's according to what the company released today.
It has also shown that it is fully effective against the South African variant of the virus, which researchers had feared had evolved to surpass the protection of vaccines. All of this is coming a day after the company said their vaccine had 100% efficacy in that 12 to 15-year-old age group.
U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar and Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan urged fellow Minnesotans to unite together and condemn anti-Asian hate.
They gathered the other day with Asian American and Pacific Islander American leaders in Minneapolis, where they delivered a message that anything that hurts immigrants or other persons of color hurts all of us as people.
Several Asian American leaders at the event spoke of being bullied and taunted and how they were dismayed to experience slurs, threats, and scapegoating for the COVID pandemic.
Both Omar and Flanagan applauded the hate crimes bill that is currently pending at the state capitol. That would make it easier for victims to report hate crimes, enhance tracking of those crimes, and boost police training for officers who investigate hate crimes.
In the third day of Derek Chauvin's murder trial, prosecutors showed video of George Floyd inside the Cup Foods last May 25th. Floyd is seen talking with people inside before buying cigarettes, a purchase which prompted the clerk to call police over a potential counterfeit bill.
Prosecution witness Charles McMillan is the first person to watch the interaction between Floyd and the police, and right there you see it. He broke down and became emotional in court while watching video of officers struggling with George Floyd. The man accused of shooting at a vehicle last summer has now pleaded guilty in that case.
A woman told a Clay County deputy that Lavelle Ivy and a passenger started arguing about gas money in the car. She said that she knew Ivy used to carry a gun, but she wasn't sure if he had one on him at that time until another passenger started yelling, "Put it away."
Court documents say she told Ivy to get out of the car, and that's when he started shooting at the vehicle. Deputies say they found several shell casings on Minnesota Highway 336 at the Sabin exit. That man will be sentenced on April 29th.
A Grand Forks police officer who was killed in the line of duty last year is being honored.
29-year-old Cody Holte was shot and killed while serving an eviction notice May 27th of last year. He was awarded with a Purple Heart, the Medal of Honor, and the Anderson Meritorious Service Award from the Grand Forks Police Department.
His wife Mandy accepted the awards. She is pictured here with Police Chief Mark Nelson and Mayor Brandon Bochensky.
It is now 8 minutes before the top of the hour. We want to get a check of our forecast on this April 1st, the start of a new month. But the fire danger, well, it remains the same today. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, starting off April with the same concerns we rounded out March with. We've got a red flag warning that takes effect today at 10 a.m. and lasts through 10 p.m. And that means conditions are favorable for the start and spread of grass fires, wildfires. And just a reminder, the ingredients we need for this concern to happen is dry vegetation. That's been ongoing with the growing season not starting yet. All that dry, dead vegetation from last season just kindling for any fires. We've got dry air moving in out of the south today, and it's moving in with some wind. We're going to see some conditions that are going to be breezy yet again, and that will lead to the potential threat for fires spreading. Here's a look at our fire danger. Not as intense as Monday and into Tuesday. Of course, the winds aren't as strong, but we are looking at some areas above that moderate risk into critical fire danger, especially in the northern part of the valley today. A look at our current conditions. We're going to see temperatures that are into the teens and 20s as you step out the door this morning, so it is chilly out there. Expect wind chills to be slightly lower, some of us closer to 0, so another chilly one to start this morning. Some of us have spent the last couple of days below freezing. We'll work on that here today with that south wind kicking in, and our current wind speeds are not that strong. We're talking 5 to 15 miles per hour, as you see on our graphic here, with some clear skies. That sun will be nice to see this morning. Here's a look at those wind chills. 1 degree right now in Valley City. It feels like 9 in Fargo and 6 in Grand Forks, so you're going to want that heavier coat to start the day, at least today. It's clear, it's quiet. There are some clouds up to the northwest of us that will start to stream in, some high clouds bringing us perhaps not as blue a sky as we head into the afternoon today, but still looking pretty good. Our temperatures are going to climb after spending the last couple of days, as I mentioned, below freezing. It'll feel a little bit better out at the bus stop heading home from school today. This afternoon, we're talking some 40s and some 50s. Wind will be steady out of the south in the teens to about 20 miles per hour heading into the afternoon, but those gusts get stronger here today. And here's a look at that in your planner. We'll see those winds by noon in that 10 to 30 mile per hour range, depending on where you are. The farther west you are, the stronger winds you'll have. But we're looking at gusts peaking into the mid-30s here by lunchtime, and then into the late afternoon, early evening around drive time. That's where we're seeing the potential for some gusts into the 40s and that threat increasing for fire danger. And that may last for the next several days with dry conditions, but we've got some nice pleasant weather to be out in if you're not being concerned about fire danger or that threat here into the weekend. The holiday weekend looking really good. Temperatures 60s to some 70s, and Easter Sunday looks beautiful.
I'm loving that. I'm loving the weekend forecast. And we do need some rain, clean things up, green things up.
So good to see that as well in our forecast. Lisa, thank you very much this morning. There has been another delay in the case against the man accused of killing and dismembering a teenager.
There was no sentencing yesterday for 27-year-old Ethan Broad, who was charged with second-degree intentional murder. He pleaded guilty in January to stabbing and dismembering 19-year-old Destiny Avery last April, but withdrew his plea in February.
The court is now ordering a second competency evaluation before the trial can go forward. There's no word on when he's due back in court.
A shooting in an office building in Orange, California claimed the lives of at least 4 people. That story is breaking this morning. Officers arrived as shots were being fired and found multiple victims at the scene, including fatalities. 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene. 2 others were taken to the hospital.
One of those brought to the hospital is the alleged gunman. Police say the situation has been stabilized and currently there is no threat to the public.
A Moorhead man is now facing federal charges for sex-related crimes.
James Van Rayden is charged in U.S. District Court for coercion and enticement. Back in July of 2020, Van Rayden was arrested after he allegedly spied on and took pictures of a young girl and then paid to have sex with another young girl.
Court documents say in December of 2019, Van Rayden responded to a Craigslist ad that was looking for a tutor for a 10-year-old girl. During the conversation, he told the ad poster that he liked underage kids. The ad was actually posted by West Fargo police as part of an investigation.
Another sex offender that the Fargo police want you to know about is now living in the area.
Jeffrey Miller is now living at 734 College Street in North Fargo. He has convictions of gross sexual imposition and corruption of a minor. Police say he did sexual acts with minors between the ages of 6 and 17 multiple times. And
Fargo police say another sex offender is out and about, but he is homeless. Authorities say Aaron Bevers was convicted in 2003 for sexually assaulting a 6-year-old girl approximately 450 times.
And Fargo police say Michael Skeldum is now living at 202 7th Avenue North. He was convicted of gross sexual imposition in Cass County in 2003. The victim was a 13-year-old girl. He was also convicted in 1999 for gross sexual imposition in Sargent County, where the victim was a 10-year-old girl. High-risk sex offenders are most likely to reoffend.
If you take South University Drive in Fargo, you could be stuck in traffic a little longer than usual today.
Yeah, crews are moving an entire house. And as you can imagine, parts of the street will have to be blocked off. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning with more on when and where you will see this home hit the road. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Right now I'm on University Drive where the home will travel later on this morning. And even though traffic is moving smoothly, it won't be in a few hours because when that house is being moved, it'll be around 8:30, so about an hour and a half from this time. So the house will be moved from the Fargo Country Club area to a location south of Fargo. This is expected to last 2 hours. And police escorts will travel along the route to direct traffic. So if you do have plans to travel on this roadway, I definitely say take another route because houses don't move very fast. You're going to be stuck in traffic, stuck behind a lot of cars. You don't be late to work or you're going to school. You would just rather be on time. So I definitely would recommend take another route if you can.
Yeah, definitely something that you want to watch out for. A whole home moving down South University Drive, a pretty busy road in the metro here.
Yeah, so if you can avoid the area, like Brian said, it's a good idea, at least this morning. Thank you. Brian Sherrod reporting live for us.
We now want to get the answer to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question that we have today is 30% of adults say they haven't done this in the past 5 years.
Well, the answer, tried on a bathing suit. I could see that. Bathing suits and jeans, they're hard to shop for, but You need a bathing suit, but you just don't like to try them on.
Well, yeah, and also trying them on can be a little bit awkward because, you know, we all know how you generally wear a bathing suit. So do you try it on that way in the fitting room? What do you do? How do you go about this? So
And
yeah,
you're buying it when we're all still, you know, in our winter white
and
skin.
that's accurate. No one wants to see that in the fitting room either. Plus, yeah, so anyway, but go ahead, do it. Love yourself and enjoy the warmer weather. Speaking of warmer weather, too, I mean, MLB starting up now. I believe the first game.
Today.
Yes.
Well, or the Major League Baseball season starts today, and we talked a lot about Target Field giving, well, limited capacity, but you can get tickets as they take on the Brewers. Does that sound
I
right?
believe that is. Yeah, that's their first game. Anyway, thank you for watching us here on the Valley today. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but we roll on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.